So, how does a country go from being a monarchy to a republic? Not with a fight, but with a document. Today, we're looking at the legal blueprint of a peaceful revolution, the moment Trinidad and Tobago redefined itself with its 1976 Republican Constitution.
And really, this is what it all boils down to. One day, the head of state is the queen, who's represented by a governor general. The very next day, it's a president. Now, this wasn't just for show. This was a massive shift in who held the ultimate power. So, the question is, how on earth did they pull off such a smooth transition? Well, the answer is in one single, incredibly powerful piece of legislation, the Constitution of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago Act of 1976. You gotta understand, this wasn't just a simple update. It was like they were installing a brand new operating system for the entire country.
I mean, just listen to the official language here. In lieu of the former Constitution. That phrasing is so deliberate, so powerful. It's not saying to amend or to alter. It's saying instead of. This act didn't just tweak the old system, it completely replaced it, building a new nation from the legal ground up.
And you know, any big change needs a D-Day, right? A specific moment when the switch is flipped. In the legal text, they called this the appointed day. It was the date officially set by the Governor General when the old Constitution would just end and the new one would kick in. That day was August 1st, 1976.
So, on that appointed day, it was a clean break. The old Constitution was formally repealed, and the 1962 Order in Council, that's the original document from the UK that granted independence, that was revoked. These are two very strong legal words that basically snipped the final constitutional threads connecting the country to the British Crown.
Okay, but think about this for a second. How do you rewrite the entire rule book for a country without causing absolute chaos? It's kind of like trying to renovate your house while you're still living in it. You can't just shut everything down. The government, the courts, everything had to keep working.
And the solution was actually pretty clever. It was a direct, seamless transfer of power. The act was written to ensure that all the powers and responsibilities that belonged to the Governor General on July 31st were automatically transferred to the new office of the President on August 1st. Just a clean, simple handoff right at the top.
This change went deep, too, right down into the justice system. Before this, any criminal case was technically the Queen versus the defendant. After the appointed day, any case, new or old, was brought in the name of the state. It might seem like a small wording change, but it's a profound shift in identity. The nation itself was now the ultimate legal authority. And we're not just talking about abstract ideas. This was about real, tangible stuff. All the government property, land, buildings, vehicles, that was technically owned by the Crown was instantly and automatically vested in the state. Basically, the country now officially owned all of its own stuff, outright. So how did they keep everything so stable during all this? Well, the act was just brilliant in its planning. It made sure all public officers, from the prime minister all the way down, just kept their jobs. Judges stayed on the bench, all the existing laws were kept in place, with one simple rule. From now on, you just have to interpret them in a way that fits with the new Republican Constitution. It meant that on August 1st, 1976, everybody could just come in and get back to work. You see, becoming a republic is more than just changing legal documents. It's about forging a whole new identity. And a huge part of that is deciding how you're going to honor your own people with your own symbols. The new Constitution tackled this head-on. A perfect example of this was the nation's highest award. What was once known as the Trinity Cross was officially renamed the Order of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. Now, that's not just changing a name for the sake of it, that's a statement. It's weaving the new Republican identity right into the fabric of national honor. In fact, a whole new system of honors was created, each with its own meaning and its own letters to put after your name. You had the ORTT at the very top, followed by the Chaconia Medal, the Hummingbird Medal, and the Medal of Merit. A brand new hierarchy for a brand new republic. And just to really hammer home how prestigious this new top award was, the law set a very specific limit, 5. That's it. In any given year, a maximum of just 5 people can receive the Order of the Republic of Trinidad and Tobago. That kind of exclusivity makes it a truly special honor. Okay, so a republic needs a president. But how exactly do you choose one?
The old system was gone, so the Constitution had to create a new democratic process completely from scratch.
And the process they designed has 5 very clear steps. First, a candidate has to get nominated by at least 12 members of the House of Representatives. Then, the Speaker checks to make sure they're actually eligible for the job. After that, this group called the Electoral College, which is just all the members of the Senate and the House together, gets together for a meeting. They all cast a secret ballot, and finally, the Speaker counts the votes and declares the winner. A clear, straightforward process for a new era.
So when you step back and look at the whole thing, the 1976 Act was this masterclass in legal transition. It managed to enact this huge, fundamental change while keeping the country stable. But it leaves us with a bigger question, doesn't it? A constitution sets out the rules, for sure, but as we've seen, it does so much more. It makes you wonder just how much of a nation's soul is truly written in its laws.